Hello and welcome to episode 3. I've made it 3 times now. Okay, here we go. I'm excited to introduce my southern twin. Some people get us mixed up, or maybe just one person has got us mixed up. He's an awesome dad, a teacher, a scientist, and a speaker. Also, like one of the directors of this Wabash STEM conference that's so much fun in February. His boys have one of my favorite YouTube channels called My Dad is a Science Teacher. I got to know Chad from writing curriculum like 4 years ago for the Indiana Migrant Education Program. Had a great time. And we have stayed close ever since. What's happening, Chad Ledoux?
How's it going, Seth? Good to see you.
You too. You too. I'm glad we get to share like our bromance with everybody out on
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, now it's out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's there. Matt Modlin will be disappointed.
Oh, he's gonna be totally jealous.
Yeah.
Totally jealous.
It's okay. So, what's happening this year? What are you doing this year? What are you teaching?
Big change, I guess, right? I've been teaching science for 15 years, and this year will be my first year that I don't teach science. I'm going to teach in the middle school still some. I have 2 classes that I'm teaching at Sullivan Middle School, STEM classes for 7th and 8th grade, and then I'm going to the high school to teach digital communications and robotics and transportation systems to basically freshmen through seniors.
Wait, so how many classes is that?
I have 6 classes total.
And how many different classes of those 6?
5 preps, it's not that big of a deal.
No, you're a rock star, man. That's why.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, let's just. I'm excited to see what you're gonna share because, like, I don't like seeing this before you share everybody else shares. I want to just see it for the first time, like everybody else.
Yeah. Now, what's funny about this is I don't, with my 7th and 8th grade STEM classes, we're going to be able to implement this still, but the high school classes, not so much. But this is one that I was introduced to a couple years ago. It's called CoSpaces. I think it's a German company. I'm pretty sure it's German. But anyway, it's a company that offers students the opportunity to make their own virtual reality worlds. So it basically starts them with a I don't know, kind of like a blank sheet. It's a digital platform where they have it's open. It's kind of like Minecraft, I guess you'd say, but without all of the already pre-made settings. So they just walk into this world in this blank, and they get to make the world whatever they want to make it. So they have things like libraries where you can go about, and I'll share my screen here too, so that let's see, share. Hey, how's that?
There it is.
See these? Okay, so basically what it would start out as is looking something like this down here, kind of wide open. And you get to put people in there, and you get to put buildings in, and you get to put, trees and different animals and stuff like that. And that's neat. But there's higher levels to that too, in which you can bring in your own images. So it looks like this one here. They've brought in their own pictures. If you can see these temples and stuff. And the way that I think this is like the different phases of the moon. As seen from the same viewpoint, but just different phases.
Oh, that's sweet.
But anyway, you build this entire thing. You put the ground in, you put all of the objects in there, and that's neat. That's cool. But let's see if I can go back here. But what's really cool about it is what you can do once you get all of those objects in there. So it's not only building a virtual reality world, but you can code for what all of those objects do. So we can get we can do things like code for them to move. We can code for them to speak. We can code for them, and it's Blockly code, kind of. It's actually called CoBlocks. They use something called CoBlocks. But if you're a real advanced with code, they do offer the JavaScript as well. So it's a virtual reality world they can build, and then they can also practice their coding through it in order to get objects to move in certain ways when you interact with them. So it's good for that. But then, like, whenever I started, I do the science stuff. So it was always like, oh, let's build a model of an atom. So, we're going to put ourselves in this virtual world, and we're going to see this atom or a cell or something like that. But I didn't really think outside of that. But if you think about if you're an English teacher and you want to do like a story in a setting, in my mind, I read a book and I think of what the setting looks like, and you think of what the setting looks like, but maybe they're different. So I make my own version of it. You make your own version of it. And that's neat. But then you can also, it's also available on apps on your smartphone. So you can take it and then turn it into the virtual reality world into, and drop it into your Google Cardboard. And instead of just seeing on the screen what you created, you actually go into your virtual reality world that you made. So it's cool to be able to make the world. It's great to be able to code and cause everything to interact in certain ways when you approach them. But it's even better to be able to say, hey, now that you've made it, you can view it on your laptop and you can view it on your tablet. But being able to enter into the virtual reality world that you made is like you said, it's mind blowing, right?
Right.
If I'm a history teacher, I'm going to have them create sites of ancient ruins, and then we're going there, right? You can go there with your smartphone. You can drop it into your Google Cardboard, and you can actually go.
Right, like kids can take in geography class can do different places and then design them, and then.
And you can also take your 360 photos, drop them in there, and if I want you, Seth, to come to my house, which you've been invited several times, but you never come.
I was there last February.
But I could take a 360 picture, drop it in there as my background or as my environment there, and then share the link with you, because it's all shareable through QR codes and links, so and URLs. So I could have you experience my house or my backyard or whatever you want through CoSpaces.
So you just on all kinds of levels there, like every subject.
Yeah. Oh wait, I've got more for you. How about this? How about you can go and you can, whenever you can change the physics of everything. So if you're a physics teacher and you want to demonstrate to students what it would be like if gravity was greater, then objects require more force in order to move them. It's all, you can change friction. You can change masses of everything.
I think you just got another idea. I think that was the ding.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
That's insane. So you said middle school. Like, what grade level do you think? Like, what's the youngest grade do you think can knock this out? I can see like kids that are really into like video games. The way it is,
you could start this in kindergarten. I don't mean like you could run wild with it in kindergarten. Right. But if you're looking for some very simple code, the co-block code is like building Legos.
Right.
It's easy. It's very easy. So if you're looking for introductory code, it's great. I would love to see what kindergartners would build themselves, and then let them into their own virtual reality world. You don't have to have them code. They don't have to go about changing the physics of everything. All they have to do is be able to build something, code for a little bit here and there, and then be able to go into the world. And that's some critical thinking kind of stuff. That's some next level thinking of, how is this going to look from this point, and then how is it going to look when I'm actually in the world itself. I don't know. I would start it as young as they're comfortable with. If they want to try stuff like that, let's try it. And it's cheap.
And just to
I got 100 licenses for $90.
Okay.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah. That's so okay. So how much of it did you know before you handed it out to the students?
That's like most of the things. Very little.
Like
very little.
You learned it on Sunday, and Monday you were.
I don't mind telling them that. I don't mind saying, hey, we're going to try this together because I'm going to ask you to do something that you've never done, and guess what? I've never done it really either. But that's how you learn the best, right?
Right. So, that's why you and I get along so well, because we're like, sounds like a good idea.
Yep, let's try it.
Let's do it.
Let's try it. Yeah.
This podcast sounds like a good idea. Yeah, let's try it.
Let's go try it.
All right, cool. Well, that was awesome. I got to get some site licenses. I got to figure that out for this year.
Yeah, it is great.
I got.
Like hey, just for the specials teachers and stuff. I read about one teacher, an art teacher, who set up her entire art exhibit because you can bring in your own photos. So she set up the entire art exhibit of her students' work on CoSpaces, shared a URL, and had people go through the tour of all of the students' work with the pictures that she uploaded of her students' work, and they could view it then on their laptop, or they could view it then in their virtual reality glasses. So,
Yeah, that's dope.
right, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
So it applies to everybody. Everybody.
That's awesome. All right. Well, you just blew my mind, and I'm guessing like 5 more people. So
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
so that's
Tens of fans.
right. Yeah, man. So I guess just kind of close it off. What cool stuff do you have going on this year besides like your 5 classes and you're going to be a little busy with that.
No, I've been busy, right? I just got back from China.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. That kept me busy for the summer, teaching STEM in China. I know that this year with the robotics classes and stuff that I'm doing, we're going to be entering into a lot of the robotics competitions around our region, and getting more involved in like the extensions of STEM. With the after school activities, with the drone racing stuff that we're wanting to start up, and the science bowls, and just basically math bowls, science bowls, extensions of STEM. That's what I'm looking to continue to get involved with.
Man, that's amazing. That is awesome.
And plus, we'll have the Wabash Valley Makers Fest again, so you'll have to come down for that.
You guys have a date?
Not yet.
February, right? Like February?
Yeah, sure. It depends on when winter sports things are, and spring sports start, and when prom is, and all of that stuff. But yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere around spring, end of winter, beginning of spring.
Right on. Count me in. You helped me out a week ago. You were at my conference.
Yeah.
As long as I have couch space down there, I'm coming to you.
Dude, always have couch space.
All right, man. Thank you so much for.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks for the invite.
Of course. I sent this idea out, and Chad, within like 2 minutes of this email that I sent to some people, he was the first one to reply. So thank you so much, Chad.
This makes me learn stuff too. Whenever you present things and you give ideas, you got to brush up on it. So it makes me learn things too.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you for doing that. I'm going to throw a whole bunch of descriptions down below. I'm going to throw like a link like right here somewhere for his kids' YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that. Please share this video. Please like this video. Please subscribe. And we're going to have some more fun. I'm sure I can talk Chad into coming back again.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
No problem.
All right, man. Have a great evening and a great school year. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bud. Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys later.